Hello, and welcome to either History 101 or History 102. Today's brief talk is really just going to kind of cover some reorganization of the semester, so it applies to both. Your class, it's 1/3 complete. Congratulations. You got 2/3 of the way to go. You should have a better idea about how the class is structured. You've been through the first exam, so you have an idea about what to expect there. I adjusted the grades on the first exam. Everything looks fine. I realize those exams are difficult. Y'all did fine. Now, it's not unusual for a few of you to start to get worried about your grades about now, and I want to talk about that real briefly. Some of you, frankly, should be worried about your grades because you haven't been engaged in the class. You have not read, you have not put up discussion posts, or you have put up discussion posts that make it very clear you have not read. But you know what? I doubt that you are watching this video. This video is not really for you, right? If you are one of those people and you're interested in passing the course, get to work. However, there's others of you who might be watching this video who are engaged in the class, who are attempting to do the readings, who are attempting to be active on the discussion board, and you didn't really get the kind of grade you're hoping for off that exam, and so you're stressing out just a little bit. So my first advice to you, if you're one of these students, don't panic. Simply make an adjustment. We're 1/3 of the way through the course. No one's grade is set in any kind of stone. But here are some things that you can do. Now, some of y'all know what you need to do. You know, if you're one of these people that are more or less engaged, but you checked out for a couple of weeks, you know what the deal is. But for those of y'all who feel like you've been making an active effort here, and you didn't really get the kind of grade on the exam that you were hoping to, and you're a little worried about what's happening in the course so far, here is my suggestion to you. Put extra effort into the discussion boards. And when I say extra effort, I don't mean post, I agree, really good point, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, if you don't take exams well, and you want to make it clear to me that that exam grade does not reflect what you have been learning in the course, that exam grade does not reflect your engagement in the course, then you need to make it clear to me on the discussion boards that you have read in great detail and understood those assigned readings. You can't just talk about the video. Talking about the video is easy. You can't just talk about the secondary source that we usually have in the discussion boards. The secondary source is easy. You got to get into those primary sources. You got to talk about a few things that other people have not talked about. And I guess this is a drawn-out way of saying that one approach to the course could be, well, I don't really take exams well, but I want to make sure that Professor Martin understands that I've read everything because I've posted these discussion posts that attempt to make that clear in my engagement with things. And the thing is that if you do that, on the weeks that you're responsible for the discussion, I have to think to myself, wow, man, they really got that. I don't know what happened with the exam. But then on the weeks that you do it as extra credit, it just stacks up additional points, right? It just stacks up additional points. I have stated since the very first day of the course, I offer extra credit. And I offer it in the form of participating in the discussion every week. That's the only form of extra credit on the table. If you are not engaged every week, that's the thing you should try to do. That'll help your exam grades too. So anyway, impressed me with your command of the primary sources. I guess that's really what I would ask for you to do. And if you do that, I think you might see an improvement in your exam grade, but you're also going to force me to think about the divergence between discussion board grades. Wow, really great with the discussion, really clear they understood the material, really clear that they went, that they've read it all and have been really engaged, versus, yeah, but their exam grade doesn't really reflect that. How should I deal with it? Right? You put me in that kind of position, and then maybe I got to give you some extra consideration at the end of the semester. Okay. The other thing I want to remind folks in terms of the end of the semester, there's a lot of semester left. 2/3 of the semester is left. So reorient, revigorate, get moving on this material. Okay, that is now. Having said that, the grade's pretty good. The exam grades are pretty good. Your discussion post grades are pretty good. In my opinion, everything looks pretty good so far. I do want to remind everybody about one thing while I'm thinking about it, and that is, do not trust Blackboard's automatic grade calculator. It is not able to handle my system with the where we only discuss every other week. I have not figured out how to adjust things with Blackboard so it works. So if you want to know what your grade is, you're going to have to do the math on your own. Put that Gen Ed math to use. I posted an announcement into our discussion board on Monday. That gives you the formula. Use it. That gives you that'll tell you what your grade is. All right. Okay. I think that's it for me right now. As usual, if you want to discuss this course, if you want to talk with me about how to improve things in the course, you want to tell me how awesome the course is, y'all feel free to give me a call. Drop by the office during my office hours. You know I'll be there. I'm there other times. Email me. If you want to try to do a Google Hangouts type thing, email me. We can arrange some kind of a mutually convenient time. I send out those emails almost every time I'm in the office and available, announcing to everybody that here I am, available. If you need to call me, give me a call. You guys want to guess how many times I've been called or emailed? I think once all semester. That's fine. That's fine. But I'm just pointing out that now is the time. If you need to chat with me to start talking about things to do to improve your grade after the second exam, yeah, it might be too late to start having that conversation. Okay, having said all that, I'm sure none of y'all are in that position. So carry on with your readings, and I hope that you enjoy your historical studies.